Traveling on dirt roads or tackling potholes has always been a test of endurance for any car, and, let's face it, not all of them survive with dignity. But the Tesla Model 2 has decided to turn things around. Priced at barely $10,000, what seemed like just another cheap electric car turns out to be a project with more than enough muscle to handle both urban challenges and the bumps of the countryside. And the most surprising thing is that, despite all its robustness, it doesn't sacrifice style. The idea is clear: to make drivers forget the fear of breaking something when climbing a sidewalk or tackling a dirt path. The secret lies in the set of solutions that, in practice, make the car nearly unbreakable in everyday life. For starters, the bumpers aren't just pieces of plastic. They're molded with a clever blend of polypropylene and an elastomer containing about 20% talc, which ensures greater resistance to twisting and light impacts. Inside, there's a block of expanded foam that absorbs the energy of minor impacts, and all of this is attached to a high-strength steel or reinforced aluminum beam. In other words, that scrape in the parking lot or bump in the road won't turn into a headache for the mechanic. And when it comes to the underside of the car, the same level of care is taken. Where most cars suffer from scrapes, the Model 2 features modular shields made of fiberglass-reinforced polypropylene. And in areas where friction is practically unavoidable, such as the lower edges of the front end, a sheet of ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene, 6 to 8 mm thick, comes into play. This material is often used in industrial equipment due to its incredible durability. Additionally, pressed felt on the fenders helps muffle the sound of pebbles hitting the bodywork, something anyone who drives on gravel roads knows all too well. Another point that demonstrates the Model 2's clever design is its wheels and tires. Instead of opting for exotic sizes or sophisticated designs, Tesla opted for widely available sizes: 205 mm wide, with a 60-pitch profile on 16-inch rims. The focus isn't on aesthetics, but on practicality. These low-rolling resistance tires, made specifically for electric vehicles, are mounted on pressed steel wheels. This makes repairs easier and avoids the hassle of replacing them with a new set. What's more, the thermoplastic side skirts hide minor scratches and protect the paintwork in tight spaces. What's surprising is that all this attention to durability doesn't mean sacrificing modernity. Parking, for example, is a simple task thanks to the well-calibrated sensors and the sharp rear camera with good nighttime performance. No more torturing yourself with blind maneuvers. And when it gets dark, the LED projector headlights deliver a precise cut-off line, illuminating the road well without dazzling others. It's the kind of detail that makes a difference when driving outside the city or on poorly lit streets. Even the simple act of getting in and out of the car has been carefully considered. The doors are wide and open to a generous angle, making life easier for those carrying children, grocery bags, or heavy backpacks. The sills, which are often easily scratched, are reinforced with solid plates that can withstand the impact. This makes the Model 2 not only more functional, but also more durable in the long run. After all, every little reinforcement adds up at the end of the day, especially when living in areas with poor pavement or harsh climates. The curious thing is that all of this was done without exaggeration. There's no military-style appearance or visual exaggeration. The design remains clean, with soft lines, but reveals its true strength when needed. It's as if the car is saying, "Come on, potholes, dust, rain, and even a light bump. I'm ready." And in this case, it truly is. The idea that a cheap car can't be durable begins to crumble when you look at the engineering behind every part of the Model 2. From the outside, you might think this is just another cute city car, but a few miles off the beaten track are enough to realize the Model 2 is no joke. It's built to take a beating, to give you the freedom to move without fear of ruining everything on a trip or during a busy week. And deep down, It's this sense of independence and carefreeness that could change people's relationship with electric cars. If there's one thing few people stop to consider, it's how comfort can directly affect an electric car's efficiency. And with the Model 2, this hasn't been ignored. Instead of using a traditional climate control system that heats or cools the entire car, even when only one person is on board, Tesla opted for a smarter approach. The seats and steering wheel are heated independently, consuming about 100 watts each, a ridiculously low number compared to the several kilowatts a full heating system can require. It's the kind of detail that doesn't appear in the advertising, but transforms the daily experience. The logic behind this is simple. If the body is warm, it doesn't matter if the surrounding air is colder. This drastically reduces battery consumption, especially on cold days when heating becomes essential. And this efficiency doesn't stop there. The Model 2's glass has been heat-treated to help keep heat out in the summer and in the winter. It seems small, but when you add all these elements together, the car's range pays off. Less strain on the air conditioning, less unnecessary fuel consumption, and more miles in practice. This type of comfort isn't limited to temperature alone. The seats are also designed to make life easier for those who get in and out of the car multiple times a day, especially older drivers or those with reduced mobility. These seats feature adjustable lumbar support and a height designed to avoid having to bend down too much or climb up. These are details that make all the difference in everyday life, but often go unnoticed until someone feels the difference firsthand, or on their back. And since we're talking about smoothness, sound insulation also deserves a mention. Road, wind, or engine noise, even in an EV, can be a source of stress throughout the day. In the Model 2, the cabin was designed to be a refuge from the outside world. Less noise means less mental fatigue, which, consequently, encourages the driver to adopt a lighter, more fluid, and more economical driving style. Yes, less stress at the wheel also helps save energy. This comfort also reflects the way air circulates inside the cabin. The climate control system is intelligent and directs airflow only to where there are occupants. No more wasting energy cooling the back seat when no one is sitting there. And because the digital instrument panel recognizes the presence and position of passengers, adjustments are made automatically. This prevents waste and contributes to more efficient use of battery power, without the driver having to think about it. Even with all this onboard technology, the Model 2 doesn't require the user to understand engineering to take advantage of these features. Everything works intuitively and automatically. That's the idea, to deliver a comfortable experience without the need for a 200-page manual. The driver simply gets in, adjusts the seat if desired, and lets the car take care of the rest. The intelligence is behind the scenes, saving money without anyone noticing. And the interesting thing is that, by adopting this comfort model focused on efficiency, the car ends up becoming more sustainable naturally. Lower energy consumption, less wear and tear on systems, and greater durability. It's not just a matter of luxury, but of strategy. A car that knows how to save energy during daily use also places less strain on the electrical infrastructure and chargers. Ultimately, this contributes to a leaner and cheaper ecosystem. This approach demonstrates how Tesla is trying to redefine what comfort means in an affordable electric car. It's not about filling the interior with lights and screens, but about understanding what truly improves the driver's life. A seat that warms up quickly, an air conditioner that doesn't waste energy, a quiet, soothing interior. It's these little things that transform the driving experience and help keep the battery full for longer. While many modern cars rely heavily on huge screens and touchscreen controls, the Model 2 goes against the grain with something that seems simple but makes all the difference: physical buttons in the right places. Sounds trivial? It's not. Imagine driving in heavy rain and needing to quickly activate the windshield wipers or defroster. On a touchscreen, any slip-up can become a dangerous distraction. In the Model 2, these essential controls are at your fingertips, without frills, with dedicated, well-positioned buttons. The idea is clear. Practicality and safety come first. These buttons are just one part of a broader logic. The car's digital interface has been simplified with large fonts, intuitive icons, and navigation that remains unchanged with every update. This eliminates the hassle of having to relearn how to use the dashboard every time the car updates its system. This stability in the experience is a relief for those already saturated with confusing screens and hidden menus. And most interestingly, this decision appeals to both young and old, creating a bridge between generations of drivers. But don't think Tesla has abandoned digital. Quite the opposite. The Model 2's screen remains the center of information, but now it works in harmony with the physical controls. This gives the driver choice. Touch when you want, press a button when you need. And there are also 3 customizable shortcuts that the driver can set up for routine tasks, like turning on the seat heater, opening the trunk, or navigating to work. It may not seem like much, but it saves precious seconds in a busy day. This combination of physical and digital makes everything more organic. Instead of forcing the driver to rely exclusively on the screen, the car respects the habit of those who prefer the good old-fashioned click of a button. This reduces distraction time and increases the sense of control. Instead of swiping for a function, the driver can do what they need without taking their eyes off the road for more than a moment. And in terms of safety, this is priceless. Inside the cabin, durability is also a priority. No delicate surfaces or upholstery that scratches easily. The materials were designed to withstand real-world, everyday use, with children, pets, tools, sand, and spilled coffee. The floor is easy to clean. The seats have scratch-resistant upholstery, and even the door panels are reinforced. This shows that the Model 2's interior wasn't designed just to impress on display, but to withstand years of use without losing its dignity. Furthermore, the car understands that modern life demands flexibility. The rear seats fold down easily, forming a continuous surface that accommodates everything from bulk purchases to camping gear. Internal hooks help secure heavy bags, backpacks, or even large suitcases. And the front trunk, yes, the famous frunk, further expands the possibilities. Whether you need to store a charger, tools, or a small suitcase, the space is there, ready to be used. Another advantage is the way the Model 2 handles repairs. Instead of requiring entire panels to be replaced in the event of minor damage, it allows only the affected part to be replaced. This reduces costs and speeds up repairs. Inspired by commercial fleet practices, the car adopts solutions that prioritize time and savings. No more waiting weeks for a unique part. With modular and widely available materials, maintenance becomes less bureaucratic. Ultimately, what the Model 2 delivers here is a cabin designed with its feet on the ground. There's no over-the-top luxury, no forced minimalism. It's true functionality, comfort without excess, and an experience that respects those who will use the car every day. From parents with children to ride-hailing drivers, from campers to those who just want a car that can handle a rough ride without drama, everything inside the Model 2 seems to say, use it without hesitation. I was made for this. Range has always been one of the biggest dilemmas facing electric cars. Many people still think twice before switching for fear of being left stranded along the way. But the Model 2 has decided to address this fear head-on, not with lofty promises, but with numbers that actually make sense in real life. Instead of boasting laboratory-grade range, the focus is on delivering up to 300 miles, or about 480 kilometers, in real-world conditions. That's enough for most drivers to go an entire week without needing to recharge, even with the unexpected. The trick here is simple and effective. Understand how people actually use their cars. The average American drives about 29 miles a day. Multiplying that by 5 workdays, that's less than 150 miles a week. Add in a trip to the grocery store and a visit to family, and you still have plenty of room left. The idea is that you can charge your car on Sunday night and only have to remember to charge it again the following weekend. And this, in the world of electric cars, is a game changer because it transforms autonomy into freedom, not anxiety. But Tesla didn't stop there. Knowing that factors such as heat, cold, speed, and terrain affect battery performance, the Model 2 doesn't hide these impacts. Instead, it displays them in a practical way through its internal system. If the air conditioning is on, or you're on a hilly road, the car shows exactly how these factors are affecting range. This allows drivers to make decisions clearly, without being held hostage by a theoretical number that only exists under perfect conditions. Even with natural energy losses in adverse conditions, the range remains respectable. With all the factors against it, hot air, passengers, hills, and cold weather, the number can drop to 270 miles, and yet it's more than enough to cover the entire routine of an average family. This transparency about the battery's limits, combined with stable performance, helps the driver trust the car. It's not an exaggerated promise. It's an honest compromise between machine and human. Charging has also received special attention. Charging from 20% to 80% takes between 15 and 20 minutes, which completely changes the logic of refueling. Instead of relying on long overnight recharges or spending hours at a gas station, drivers can make short pit stops throughout the day. This fits better into modern routines, where time is precious. It's a way to make the act of charging invisible. It simply happens during a coffee break or while you're answering messages. Another practical feature is scheduled charging. Simply set your car to charge during the early morning hours, when energy is cheapest. And if you forget, the system sends a reminder via the app. The idea is to make charging automatic, effortless, and guilt-free. The technology works behind the scenes, taking care of everything while the car owner gets on with their life. Charging time has also been simplified. Instead of displaying abstract percentages, the app and dashboard display useful information: how many miles you have left to drive, whether you can make it to work tomorrow, whether you can go to the grocery store and back. This eliminates that moment of doubt when faced with a dry number. Everything is translated into the user's reality, with a focus on peace of mind and predictability. The Model 2 does something few electric cars have managed to do so far: make range tangible. It's not a promise of record-breaking performance, but a real and reliable delivery. You leave home knowing there won't be any surprises along the way, and that if you need to, a quick recharge will do the trick. It's the difference between driving with trepidation or with confidence. And in this case, it's confidence that wins. Talking about an affordable and efficient car is rare. Now, adding an incredibly low cost of ownership is the kind of combination you don't see every day. And that's exactly where the Tesla Model 2 C2 hits the nail on the head of combustion engine cars, consuming an average of 25 kWh per 100 miles. The cost of running the car drops to about 3.5 cents per mile. If that doesn't sound impressive, just compare it to a gasoline-powered sedan that consumes 12.5 cents per mile. That alone makes the difference.